It's been 18 months since the Taliban returned to power in Afghanistan, but the infighting has not stopped. First, it was over the formation of the government, which took almost a month. It ended with the Taliban supreme leader, Haibatullah Akhundzada, taking charge. Now the fault lines are getting more pronounced. Afghanistan's Interior Minister Sirajuddin Haqqani has made it public. He has accused the leadership of quote-unquote monopolizing power and damaging the government in the country. Remember, it's the Taliban we're talking about, an outfit that consists of different ethnic groups and, most importantly, UN-designated terrorists. Speaking of which, the UN has warned of growing terror threats from Kabul. It says terror groups are having a free run under the Taliban. Guess who else has been giving a safe haven to terrorists for years? Pakistan, a nation that the Taliban calls its second home. What does the United Nations have to say about Pakistan? Our next report has the answers.
The Taliban is a divided house. 18 months after returning to power, the bickering in Kabul continues. And this time, it's out in the open. There are two warring factions, one led by Sirajuddin Haqqani, Afghanistan's interior minister and leader of the Haqqani network. The other includes Mullah Baradar and Haibatullah Akhundzada, the top two leaders running Afghanistan. Haqqani took on the Taliban's top brass last weekend, criticizing them publicly. He said, "Power monopolization and defamation of the entire system have become common. The situation cannot be tolerated any longer. The survival of the government depends on how we treat the people. The previous government was corrupt and did not survive because it repressed and ill-treated people. If we treat people well, our government will last longer." These disagreements aren't new. For long, the Taliban has tried to play down the factionalism. The latest spat comes after Akhundzada brought in a slew of repressive measures. These include banning women from schools, universities and workplaces, also from traveling long distance without a male relative. Haqqani's faction is said to have been among the moderates that is seeking legitimacy on the international stage. The Akhundzada camp slammed them for their public remarks. Here's what the Taliban's chief spokesperson said. "Our Islamic ethics bind us to not publicly criticize or vilify the emir, minister or a government official. You must approach him and convey your criticism privately and safely, so no one else will hear it." Experts say this infighting could spill into a civil war. The United Nations has flagged other concerns. It says Afghanistan remains the primary source of terror threat for Central and South Asia. And the Taliban's comeback has given terror groups a free run. ISIL's main goal is to portray the Taliban as incapable of providing security in the country. It also threatened to launch terrorist attacks against Chinese, Indian and Iranian embassies in Afghanistan. Apart from high-profile attacks, ISIL-K conducts low-level attacks nearly daily, causing fear in local communities, targeting Shia minorities to undermine Taliban Pashtun authority, and challenging nascent security agencies. What about Pakistan, Taliban's brother in arms? On last count, Pakistan was home to 81 extremist groups. It has a record of providing safe haven to many top terrorists. Al-Qaeda chief Osama bin Laden, his successor, Ayman al-Zawahiri, Jaish-e-Mohammed founder Masood Azhar, and Taliban leader Sirajuddin Haqqani, Mullah Baradar, and even Haibatullah Akhundzada. The Pakistani Prime Minister is busy looking for answers that he already has.
As per my information, in Pakistan, including this province, these terrorists have not occupied an inch of land. They are moving around and this is a very good sign. But the questions of how they were able to reach here, who brought them here, these are the questions that the nation wants answers for.
The Prime Minister believes terrorists moving around is good news, but the chickens are coming home to roost. The Pakistani Taliban is taking on the government. A suicide blast in a Peshawar mosque killed more than 100 people last month. Reports say Pakistan now wants Akhundzada to rein this group in. So while the terror threat from Afghanistan continues, and UN rightly flags it, it cannot discount Pakistan's role in this game.